Hi and welcome to the vlog. I'm Tova, this is ParentXP. How do my ex-husband and I split the child custody between us? We have two children. We have a 4-year-old and we also have a 7-year-old who is severely disabled and has a lot of additional needs. Neither of our kids is particularly easy to look after. Neither of our kids sleep, and he is a stay-at-home dad. He is the main carer. I am trying to start my own business and expand this vlog and make it more successful. You know, I need to juggle the time that I get to record and edit and post and work on my website and develop products and do this and do that. And then there's also a household to look after because, you know, unfortunately I don't have a butler and a maid. I mean, seriously, where are they? Jarvis! Jarvis? No, clearly I don't have a butler. It's not easy. It really isn't easy. I mean, yes, they live with him. You know, I suppose we could say they should be with him every weekday and with me every other weekend. Like, that's how it works, right? When the mum is the stay-at-home mum and the main carer, that's how it works, right? I'm not willing to only see my children once a fortnight. It's simply not going to happen. I need to see them more. I want to see them more. They're my kids. And also, you know, he needs a break every now and again. I mean, if Elin keeps waking up several times a night, then he is literally on his knees trying to just cope. And I mean, it would be no easier for me because she doesn't sleep very well. And actually, Alice doesn't sleep very well either. But the funny thing is that Elin seems to sleep better at mine than she does at Dad's. And Alice seems to sleep better at Dad's than she does at mine. And then there's also the fact that I think it does both of my girls a world of good to get some alone time with each parent. Like, Elin gets 100% focus on her. That's really good for her. But the same for Alice. Like, there are so many things that Alice wants to do that aren't wheelchair friendly, that aren't accessible. Should we deny her those in a kind of, well, we have to include Elin? I really don't think we should think like that. I actually think we should take them separate from time to time and make sure that each of them gets their needs 100% focused on. And all of this means that there are a lot of things to take into account when setting a schedule. We have 7 days per week. We have school, we have carers, we have activities, we have 2 children with very separate needs, we have 2 adults with very separate wants. How do I actually get that together? So I don't know if any of you have been out there and looked for ways of splitting child custody and felt really frustrated. I have. I've been so frustrated because everywhere I've looked, there's been like, oh, we'll just split it 50-50. Take 1 week on, 1 week off. Or, you know, do the every other weekend. Or, like, things are easy, things are simple, things are predictable. No, they're not. They're really not. And I look at those and I go, but this doesn't help me. So in the end, I came up with a way of visualizing what goes on. And I did this on Excel. So in an Excel sheet, I put up monthly calendar, so basically 7 days per week, and in each day I have Elin school, Elin carer, Elin parent, Alice school, Alice parent, and I've also put in one for BDCPS, although I might actually change it to extracurricular or something like that. BDCPS is a local complex needs charity here that do a lot of activities with the girls, especially with Elin, but they also do sibling activities and they're really amazing. But maybe I want Alice to start swimming or start dancing, or she used to go to gymnastics before the first lockdown, and I think she could do with an after-school activity. And having that column will help me to kind of schedule out when these things are happening with the girls. At the moment, nothing's really happening because I haven't had time to sort it out. But if I do that, then I can start visualizing and knowing not just what happens between the parents, but what happens for the girls outside of the house. So when I filled all of that in, that's when I start looking at the parents. I have, my template looks like this. So So it just says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I start off with adding the dates. All of this takes a little bit of time, yes, but it does help me in the long run in that I can actually see what I'm doing. Oh my god, it's my mum's birthday next month. And I can't go and see her. My mum is in Sweden and I have not seen her since January last year. I've not seen my mum for a year and a half. I have now spent some time and colour-coded my spreadsheet to show when the girls are in school and what hours, when we have extracurricular activities, when we have carers booked in, and also which weekend they're with dad and which weekends they're with me. I have also done a little bit of marking up activities that I have, so that's purely for my benefit, but when I have my Toastmasters club, when I have my osteopath appointments, and when I have planned in doing things with friends. And once I've done that, it is time to start just splitting up where each child is when. So up until now, I have actually tried to get fairly long stretches of time, particularly for Elin, that she's with me for a long stretch of time and with dad for a long stretch of time, because there's a lot of stuff that we move back and forth and I don't think it's particularly helpful for her. But that is something that dad has now asked to change, and he wants kind of shorter blocks of times with Elin, because for him that's where the sleep issues come. I have also been trying to have slightly longer breaks in terms of when the children aren't with me, to have a few more nights in a row. I'm not entirely certain that that is useful for me, and maybe breaking it up a little bit more would be a little bit more useful. I'm the kind of person that I actually work quite well when I'm really busy and when I'm under a little bit of pressure. Yeah, I hate doing the childcare schedule. I absolutely hate doing it. It takes so long and it is so complex. And I don't know if I can simplify it a little bit by having kind of 2 nights on, 2 nights off, or yeah, I might just have to go back to completely to the drawing board, completely blank, just pen and paper. And then of course we have the school holidays. As soon as there's a school holiday, all of this is just thrown out of the window anyway. So we get 6 weeks of term and then we get school holidays, and then another 6 weeks of term and then another school holiday, and it just, nothing about this is simple. I thought I'd managed to get it down to something that was kind of predictable pattern, but apparently that doesn't work either. And I know a lot of you have commented and said that it's amazing that my ex-husband and I communicate so well with each other and seem to be such good friends with each other, and the truth is that we're not, and we don't communicate particularly well at all, and we're not particularly good friends at all. The one area where we are absolutely on the same page is whenever Elin is in crisis, whether that is planned, like the surgery she just had, or, you know, oh crap, she's in hospital with seizures. You know, that's when we both rally and we come together and things just flow and function, because Elin's in crisis. But outside of that, it's not particularly good, it's not particularly easy. How I do the childcare schedule, I whine about it apparently, getting in a little bit of a grump. Yeah, I mean, as I say, it's the method I am using is to draw this up in Excel and get something visual in front of me. Of course, then he doesn't want this color-coded Excel spreadsheet, he wants everything in Google Calendar, so that is additional time adding it to Google Calendar. And I don't particularly want it in my Google Calendar because I feel it just completely and utterly takes over my life. I'd rather have this visual schedule, so we're not on the same page there either. But somehow we have to make this work, and somehow it does fall on me to draw it out. And I suppose, you know, if I'm going to be absolutely adamant in that I have to have time to work, I have to have time for my Toastmasters, I have other things that I'm planning and I want to be able to do, you know, if I'm the one who's setting down the lay of the land in that these are the parameters we're working within, I shouldn't be that surprised that it falls to me to then try and fit everything in within that. There are logistics involved when you break up with somebody and you have kids. Was that helpful at all? I hope it helps. I mean, I can't sit here and say you should split your childcare like this, because I don't know what your individual circumstances are. Heck, I barely know what my individual circumstances are. So all I can say is that it is a very complex thing to try and do when you have a childcare schedule that isn't easy, that isn't straightforward, where you can't just do, well, we'll do every other week, or we'll do a 3-4 day split and move that around, or every other weekend. When you can't do that, and we can't do that, it isn't that straightforward and simple. So I think I have finally gotten a new schedule done and uploaded onto the Google Calendar, and now I can only see it on the Google Calendar on my computer and not on my phone, and I find this so frustrating. Oh no, it's on my phone. Alright, it got there eventually. It's stressful, you know, and in all honesty, I think I've spent probably around 5 hours today on just this, and that is such a waste of my time when I have so many other things that I need to crack on with, and things that take a long time and that I already struggle with. So, you know, let's not pretend in any way that sharing custody, co-parenting, coming up with a schedule when you have an able-bodied 4-year-old and a disabled 7-year-old is in any way a simple matter, because it really isn't. 3:20 and I haven't done a single piece of work on my website today, and I feel like all I've done is this. But I suppose the good news is that I have actually done a video. I recorded a vlog, so maybe I should sit down and just edit this now, and then that is actually a piece of work that's done. In the end, I actually went down the route of something fairly simplistic, and I did a 2-week rolling schedule where we share up the nights equally. So every week, one of us has both kids one night and the other one has both kids 2 nights, and the remaining 4 nights we split the girls up, and then the next week we just turn that schedule on its head. It's we're not supposed to share the childcare equally. He is supposed to be the main parent, they live with him. So one of the things that I have put in place, because obviously I need time to do my work, is that even on the nights when I have Alice with me, she stays with him until quite late in the afternoon before I go and pick her up, so that I get a full work day. And I think that this is, for now, the best way I could do this. I think this is the most compromising solution I could come up with. We will see what the feedback on it is. I'm kind of expecting a bit of pushback. But however, if this works, it is a pattern we can just keep repeating. That will speed the matters up an awful lot going forward. So I guess me kind of giving way a little bit in terms of the time I have might play in my favour later down, in that I don't have to waste so much time doing this. I mean, I too want something that's predictable, that I know exactly what happens from week to week and I can plan my time accordingly. So have a beautiful day and speak to you all soon. Bye!